Alright, so here's my video on how to take out everything for your wipers. You got 14mm bolt there, loosen it up, take it off. 14mm bolt there, loosen it up, take it off. This is a 2002 WRX. Can't be certain on other ones. These just pop off the bolt. It basically just goes through there. The bolt hooks onto these. Next thing you're going to want to do is take off this rubber outer part, and I just use this because it's kind of ghetto and it's trying to rain and I don't have any windshield wipers. My guess is there's little rubber / plastic pieces that are up under here. They're in here. They make it so that the windshield wipers can move when the motor moves, and I'm still hearing my motor move, so I don't think I got the what some could say are bad problems. I think we just got that. Okay, now don't be afraid here, but don't pull too hard. But don't be afraid. It probably isn't going to break. Just kind of got to lift it up a little. Then I come to this side. And then I'll go to the other side and just lift it up as well. Make sure there's nothing stuck on anything. So that. And let me just clean off the camera. Doing this on a Samsung Galaxy. Now see these little guys in here? They'll just pull themselves out. They're white. Haven't broke one yet, and I have to do a replacement on this about every 3 months. So, figured I've done it enough to be semi-not pro at it. There you go. Okay, so now it's easier if it comes out from underneath. See this? So let me just put a video down for a second. Then I'm just going to say the other thing that I always try to do is pull it from the passenger side, because it comes out easier that way. So that. Done. And then just kind of pull this out just a little bit so that it can be easily removed. That's the whole outer part. Nothing to really be afraid of there. They're just held in place. Okay, so there's that. So you can see the underside in case you're scared to death. Okay, I think I was my first time. And this is your whole assembly. That's it. It's like some of the other versions go all the way over there. This one does not. This is an 02 wagon. Alright. Okay, now I'm going to test it really quick. This little test will be to see if the motors move. If anything moves when you turn it on, then you know that it's not the engine. If nothing moves, well then you've got a problem. So let's see what happens here. Well, that might not be good. I can still see it's on, but now if we look underneath here, you can't see what I thought I was gonna see, which would be movement, but I can see it if I do it right there. See that? So that tells me something's broken, and I can already see where it's broken. So see if I can get it in there for you so you can see. See down there? Nah. Here, let's go right here. Anyway, to make a small piece long, the arm has come off. If you see these little plastic piece back there, this is this guy, which you'll see better when I pull it out. That's the manufacturer one. This one on this side, I always have to replace it. So when this one breaks, none of them work. So give me a second here and we'll go and take this part out. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take off that bolt, which is a 10 millimeter. Stick it on there. Because I'm going to have to find me another tool. I don't have anything that small. 1 second. I had to run into the handy dandy workshop, pick up one of these little fellers. Other option was this, so we'll see which one works better. We might not have much room, and with how much I take this off, it's not going to be needing to be broken loose. That was a hopeful thought. Alright, so it's kind of what I would do is push this in. This button's right here. They have tools for it, but for me, let's do it with my man hands, whatever. We might actually have been better with a longer attachment. Oh geez. Let's see what we got in here. Alright, so we're looking for a 10. Let's see if we got a 10 hanging out in here. That would have been nice if I would have just been smart enough to look. Let's see what we got here. Alright. Well, I think we might solve our problem with this. Told you I was redneck. Or we can call myself poor. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so I just added another attachment to make it a little easier to pull out. So I could clear the side of the car. Should do it. See, didn't even hardly need it. Alright, so here we go. Once you get it loose, you can take this off with your hand. Unless you got a rust bucket. But you better not. You need to love your Subaru more than that. Alright. And just go ahead and take it out by hand. And then I put them all together in a spot so I know where they're at. Alright, now this one here is going to be a little smaller. See that? See that little guy? I guess not. I swear he's a 9. So I'm just going to check because I don't want to strip it. But he might just be a 10. I guess he is a 10. Alright, so this is the only two pieces that you even have to remove. So there and there. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop this guy off. Just gonna get in an easy place. While I'm holding the camera, it's not as easy, so. And I will be putting this on Pound Still Broken when I get it all done. Check out the site, fix phones, all sorts of stuff. I'm not afraid to try to break something. That's my job at home. I can't afford to pay you mechanics. I'll figure it out myself. Alright, so see, those are the two. And just remember the washer, the really big one, goes in the back. Alright, so that's it. Make sure you unplug it. Alright. Alright, so now this just comes off. It's just like, oh, hi. Now there's a guy over here, and he, I don't know if you can see him, there he is, has a bolt back there. And you cannot get to him from this side. So you have to get something to get under there, which was one of the reasons that I got all these attachments. So I'm not gonna be able to show you me taking that off, but I'm gonna take it off. So 1 second. All right, now I don't think I mentioned it, but this is also a 10. So it's a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. All right, nothing me being a goofball. All right, so on this one, pull it straight out, and that's what you're looking at. That's what you're working with. Let me clean this off again. See that little guy? It goes through the hole, and it's held in place. All right, there you go. And now this might be kind of difficult with one hand and a camera, but we'll see. Usually it's not too bad. All right, see that? Like seriously, you're gonna pay somebody 300 bucks to pull that out. Now these are the things that break. I don't usually have a problem with this one, but I always have a problem with this one. So let's flip it over. It goes right there. So we're gonna have to pull it out, and we're gonna have to pull this out here and get it off there and start it over. So here we go. Let me pause it for a second, get that part off. And really you just gotta use a screwdriver and a little bit of GURP to get the broken one off. And then the new one, they don't sell them at Subaru. They want you to buy the whole thing. So somebody taught me somewhere. It's probably on Neoziac or Naziac. I don't know how to say it. Forums. That you could pick up this part. I don't know why I can't get it in focus. But it's 49. There we go. 49447. AutoZone sells it. I don't usually buy stuff from AutoZone, but this is the only place I could find that has what you need. So it just comes with an assortment. They don't actually fit right, so it takes a little bit of work. So there you have it. All this stuff you need to fix it. And rainstorm's coming. So let's get this thing fixed. Let me pause this while I get that little guy out of there, and we'll put a new one in. All right, old one out. Here's the new one. So if you can hear your engine moving and it's throwing your windshield wiper off the car, this is the problem right here. So don't let Subaru tell you they need to fix the whole thing and charge you 500 bucks or some mechanic like that. Bull poop. Okay? So this first has to fit into that. And it doesn't fit. And Subaru won't sell you it. Okay? So we've kind of come up with our own way here at Pound Still Broken. Girth. Alright, so give me a second here. Got a little stand on here. Now, what I do is I'm going to take a screwdriver, I'm going to bend up those corners. Okay? So here I am behind the scenes. It sounds like we got a loud neighbor. Kids are playing. Alright. So, as I bend all these up, I'll show you what it looks like as soon as it's done here. Doesn't look like a spaceship part. And if you're an alien and it does, sorry, no negativity meant. Alright, so see that? Kind of lifted them all up. And we'll see if we can get it to fit in here. Usually I have to take a hammer to it to get it in there. But see, that's the idea, is to get these little arms over it. In the past I've actually cut them off, but we're gonna see if we can get them staying on. So I'm gonna pause it real quick and try to fit those in, and we'll kind of go over see if it can work this way. Alright, so what I got it to do is I broke 2 of them off this time. Normally I break more off. But I've got 2 of them to come through the hole. Now I'm just going to force it through. Don't be too concerned. You might have to buy another plastic piece. And they actually come with 2 or 3 of them. I think it's 2 of this type. So I think it's actually going to hold better than it normally does. So, we'll see. Wow, I must be getting a little bit better at it. I didn't have to use the hammer this time. Alright, so there's the bottom part. Okay. We're going to want to lift it up just a little. Let me just flip it over here. See that? And I think that it's actually going to hold it better than it normally does. Okay, so now the trick here is we got to get it onto that. And they don't exactly fit perfectly, but this is the best fit you're going to get that I've been able to find. So you push it through as far as you could go. See that? Now I'm just going to try. I've done these so many times. Wow. Oh, look at that. It just slipped right on. So, guess I've done it enough times that I don't even need a hammer. I don't need anything special. And then this here is supposed to stop it from coming back off. And I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to fold these down. Just kind of make sure that they're in the way so that it's harder to get it back off. Alright, so we'll use our screwdriver here. It's one that's already kind of got a busted tip on it. We'll just kind of push it into place. See, the old one would have sat right here, I'm thinking. I haven't ever seen the old one on this one actually be worth anything in here. We could look at another one, I guess. We got a minute. It doesn't actually look like the old one does much as any sitting. What it looks like is that it has an under piece. Camera's dirty again. So looks like it's being held on by 2 pieces. We're not lucky enough to have anything like that. So we do with what we got. Alright, so let's get this thing put back on. As you can see, it's an upper lower piece. So this is what we got. Alright, so it's basically done. I'm just gonna just make sure that it's not gonna come off there, whatever form I've got to use. So you could probably melt it down as one option. We tried that, didn't last very long, so I'm not gonna be using that method. The other method that I've thought about is lock wire. Make your own, just drill a little hole in, and then lock it through, put it through this hole here. Let's see if I can focus. There's a hole there. Just run the lock wire through, twist it, put it through that hole and tie it. That'll hold it in place. So just a couple of ideas. I think this time right now I'm just going to leave it like this and see how long it lasts. And we can make another video next time. So now just reverse, basically just put it all back in the car. So see what we could do next. Alright, let's put it back in. Alright, so this part's going to be kind of tricky with the camera. But easy part to put it back in is just to know this part's on the driver's side. I like to line up that part back into the hole. There's basically 3 holes, and it wants to be where it needs to be, so it's not too hard. And there you have it. Line back up. A little bit off over here, but that's okay. Now let's put the screws back in, huh? Alright, so keep in mind to put this one back on. I put it in, you know, the piece, ratchet piece there. Then I'll thread it back in by hand. This one's not as forgiving as the other two if you don't put this one on first. That's why I usually take it off last. So I like to go backwards and just get it on there good enough to hold it in place, so we could tighten them all down when they're ready. And remember, you can't get to this one from the other side. Alright, now back to these two. Got one here. And if somebody comes up with a better plan than what I've got, please let me know. And I will tape your way. See how we do. Alright, so now I just need to get something here. We're going to put this guy on for this one. Just tighten it down hand tight, see that? And this one, same concept, hand tight. And then the other one doesn't have as much room. So I'm just removing the pieces. Put the camera down for just a second there. Okay. I'm just gonna come in here and then just hand tight that one too. Alright, here we go. Now, the trick to finding out if it works before putting it all back together is pretty simple. Just flip your windshield wipers on and see if they move. And if they move, then just put it all back together. Look at that. We're fixed. There you go.